can reverse time by taking off her underwear. Mari Krombu Weebs. My name is Cole. His name is Mike. His name is Jay. We like anime, and this is episode 173 of AniPro. And on this week's episode, we are going to preview the 2025 spring anime season.
You say that with a question mark, but you know what we're doing.
No, I just want to make sure I'm in the right season.
You're in the right season.
Yeah,
okay,
that's correct.
You
I
got
don't
it.
know. I always get confused because, it's still cold here, but I know it's not like, it's going to be spring
It's getting
soon.
warmer.
Not today, it's not. Oh, it's chilly one out there today.
Ooh,
I haven't been outside the house today, to be fair.
It's a good move. Good move, honestly.
Yeah,
Spring today, especially.
I've been rocking PJs all day. That's been
Nice.
Ooh,
That's a
nice.
good move.
Yeah.
That's
I'm in like
good
a
move.
I'm in a sweater. I'm in sweatpants. I'm living the good life too, Jay.
I'm in black pants and a black t-shirt. Blacked out.
Very good.
I changed specifically for the podcast because I was like, I can't record in PJs. We're not doing that.
Jay
today.
can't record in a little a tutu and a ballet outfit.
Yeah.
No way.
In his long pajama shirt, long pajama gown.
But yeah, if
My
you're
gown
tuning
and
in now, you're not familiar with AniPro, we're going to run through all of the shows that are coming up this season that we think are kind of important. We're into, and we think that maybe you're into as well, and kind of talk about them.
Yeah, so of course, subscribe, leave a like, all of that good stuff. But before we get into any of those fun shows that we're going to talk about, Jay, you've
up?
been in your pajamas all day. I saw that you bought a new video game,
I did.
which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that purchase, Jay. What did you buy?
I bought Assassin's Creed Shadows
Okay.
yesterday. I got it yesterday. I haven't played it yet because I've been busy watching a show for our review.
Okay.
So I had to do that. And B, I felt a little off the past couple days. Like not sick, but like kind of like a little bit overtired.
It's that seasonal effectiveness. It's that sad. It's kicking in.
My wife and I also just recently got this like little bug where like I was like just the tiniest amount of sick. Like it started that way too, Jay. Where it was like I just feel tired the last couple of days, and then it was like oh, my throat tickles a little bit, and then it was like oh, my nose is a little runny, and then it's like oh, okay, I see what's happening here.
Yeah.
And then it just like didn't really progress beyond that. So maybe
I haven't
that's not
gotten
what's
to,
happening for you, but
I haven't gotten to runny nose yet.
okay.
Just kind of little bit of a sore throat and a little tired, but like
okay.
it was really nothing.
Yeah.
But
I do find springtime, if you have any kind of allergies too, like it's so hard to distinguish it from allergies, like these little like springtime.
It's funny though, like I
situations.
don't get allergies when the seasons change. Like
No?
Oh God, count yourself lucky.
God, yeah.
Like
Can we trade blood?
I am genuinely allergic to nothing.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
To be you. To be you.
Yeah.
I know it's a struggle. It's certainly being me.
Allergies are brutal actually. So you are quite lucky because like
No,
I know people who are like allergic to eggs. I know people who are allergic to like just all sorts of random things, and it's just like man, like it just makes life so much harder when you're allergic.
I know.
to something.
I've heard there are people that like are allergic to so many things that they basically have to like quarantine themselves.
Yeah.
Well,
kinda.
isn't there? Oh, who was the VTuber who was in? I keep seeing these TikToks of. Do you know Baby No Money, like the rapper?
No.
He does a song la da la da da da. Anyway,
Okay. Yeah, I think I recognize that. Yeah.
Cool.
yeah,
Great song.
He's been promoting his new song or whatever, and in the background of it, there's like a VTuber, Iron Mouse, I think her name is.
Yeah.
And apparently,
I know
she's
who
like one of
Iron
those people
Mouse is.
who has like can't go outside. They're like,
I like how you came around. Like, this rapper? No. Yeah, he's got a video and he's got like somebody named Iron Mouse, and Jay and are like, yeah, we know who Iron Mouse
we know who
is.
Iron Mouse is.
You could have led with Iron Mouse.
You know who
Yeah.
Iron Mouse is?
but it's funny because like in the the TikToks, they're like dancing, and in the background there's like somebody holding up like a laptop with Iron Mouse on it, and they're dancing. So it's interesting. I don't know why. I don't know how I hijacked your talk there, Jay, with that.
No, it's
I did.
No, it's
I won't
good.
apologize, but I did.
Well, don't, because I will get angry if you apologize. Because
okay, I'm sorry.
Interesting fact.
I'm sorry.
I'm so
too,
sorry.
Jay.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't want you to get upset. I'm sorry.
Please don't get upset, Jay.
Yeah, no. Today's been a very, very chill day. Just kind of been reading manga, chilling in my bed, watching anime, and also Batman the Animated Series. That's on Netflix, and I've been watching that. It is very good. I just watched the episode where he wakes up and it's basically like his perfect life. Like his parents are still alive, and he's engaged to Selena Kyle, and everything's just perfect except he's not Batman anymore.
Yeah. So is it perfect? Is it really perfect?
Yeah.
I mean, he is still a rich billionaire. Yeah. With he's doing pretty good, I think.
I mean, he did watch his parents die, so
he did.
Well, not in this scenario.
Not in this scenario. Yeah. Everything else is good though.
Yeah.
In this scenario.
In this scenario.
And then he wakes up, and his parents are dead.
Yeah.
But he has like billions of dollars.
But he's a Batman.
But he's Batman.
Yeah, but he's the Batman. Yeah, that's true.
Does that fill the hole in his heart though? Bat-sized hole in his heart.
Yeah. Speaking of people who are doing pretty well, Mike, how's it going? What's on your mind?
Oh, we're moving out of Jay already. I didn't, like we ask this question every week, and I never actually have an answer prepared. What's going on this week? I've just been blasting through school. I have to, because I booked this Japan trip, I basically have to finish my course. I lose like an entire month essentially, because I need to like A, prepare for the trip, and B, go on the trip for 2 weeks. So it's like, I just basically need to finish 2 months worth of stuff in 1 month, and it's been a challenge, but I will rise to said challenge, and
like a phoenix.
A phoenix to rise again as a phoenix would imply that I died once.
Well, I mean, hey,
well, I guess
the implications are there.
They're there, and they are loud and clear.
They are certainly implications.
Yes. Honestly, other than that and work, obviously, the main thing I've been kind of doing is just kind of like researching this upcoming season and like getting kind of excited for it, because there's some interesting stuff coming out, and it's a weirdly new show heavy season, which is kind of
an interesting season.
A lot of interesting shows. I know we said that about winter, but like I feel like this season has a lot that like could be good, or at least could be like a 7 out of 10.
It's one of those ones where you like, when you look at the list, you're like, oh, okay, and then you kind of like, when you start like really thinking about it, you're like, there's a lot here. Actually, there's a lot here that looks pretty good. But I don't want to get into this season before we get into the season of Prime officially. So I will take my ball that you've thrown me here, Jay. And I will not go home. Instead, I will just hand it over so gracefully to Cole here. Cole.
Oh, thank you.
What's on your mind, buddy?
Well, got out the old GameCube, got out blew the dust off of me famously owning a GameCube, of course.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Got the old GameCube out. I've been playing Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Probably my favorite Zelda story. I think like the characters in it are so cool. Midna is just a delight. I love Midna.
Yeah, Midna's one of the best.
She's the best. She's still mean to me right now where I'm at. I only started the Fire Temple, so the second temple. So she's still kind of mean. But
full disclosure, I have not played this game, and since like I played it on the original GameCube when it came out, so I don't remember it super well, but I do remember Midna being a delight.
Yeah,
delight.
Didn't you have it on the Switch? Or no, I'm sorry, the Wii.
Wii U or Wii?
The Wii.
Because it was on all three.
I don't remember which one I had it on, but it definitely was not the Wii U HD remaster, because I didn't have that until like I bought my Wii U like the year basically they immediately announced it right after, like, oh yeah, we're moving on to the Switch.
Yeah.
Because it was like on sale for a really good price. But yes,
Yeah.
Twilight Princess is very good, and the titular Twilight Princess herself is very good as well.
Spoilers for me. I already know. Of course,
I know you already know.
I'm a big Zelda fan. I know all of it.
How much do you know about the game? Like
all
basically
of it.
everything. All of it.
He knew all of it before he downloaded it. Of course.
Got it out of my closet. You mean?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got my GameCube out of the closet. And
that's right.
Dusted it off.
Yes.
The main villain of that game, like the original villain that was introduced, I liked him.
Like the primary villain until the end of the game when it's revealed that there's another villain.
That like
Zant?
The guy, Zant. Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know if
you could just say Zant.
Which one's, which one's Princess Zant?
No, he's the guy. He's the guy with the mask.
He's the main.
Oh yeah. Guy kind of looks like a bird.
Yeah, bird guy.
Like Dr. Bird.
He's the guy who kills Ganondorf at the end.
Kinda.
That's kind of crazy.
It's like
about it.
I don't know. It's very cryptic.
Yeah, because after you beat Ganondorf in the final boss battle, he looks up into the sky and you see like Zant's ghost, and he just kind of like does that, and then
turns his
Ganondorf
neck.
like
like oh, I'm dead.
And then he dies.
But then the Triforce of Power like abandons him at that point, and then he can't revive himself.
Oh
man, Zelda's so cool. Like the whole lore of Zelda is just awesome. Like it's really good. Also, I didn't know this, Jay. It's the same game engine as Wind Waker. Did you know that?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
kind of crazy when you think about it, actually, because like they're such different tonally games.
Also, like the different ends of the timeline, because Wind Waker takes place in the timeline where Link was removed at the end of Ocarina of Time, and then Twilight Princess takes place in the one where he grows up as a child. So
Link. Wind Waker is the adult Link timeline after Ocarina, where he beats Ganondorf and everything. And then, I think Twilight Princess is
basically the sequel to Majora's Mask. Like, it's that timeline.
The timeline always confused me. Every time I have to look it up every time.
At the end of Ocarina of Time, Zelda sends Link back to the past to live out his childhood.
That creates a split. But, like,
you
know that big skull, or that big, what are they called? Stalfos? Whatever the skeleton guy that like trains you. That's
the hero shade.
That's Link.
Yeah, that's Link. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Jay. I know all of this.
Yeah, he knows.
You know how much Zeltic I've watched?
The hero is successful route in which Link is sent back to being a child. The child Link goes on to Majora's Mask and then grows up and goes on to Twilight Princess, and then goes on to Link's crossbow training.
Yeah,
just so you know,
those are the same Link.
Yeah. And then the other Link, the adult Link that didn't get sent back and Ganondorf is sealed, goes on to the...
No, he does get sent back, because then there's no hero in that timeline, so then the gods have to flood Hyrule because Ganondorf comes back.
Oh, yeah, it says the era without a hero. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know Phantom Hourglass is right after.
Yeah, those are sequels to...
Yeah, because it's the same Link as Wind Waker.
See, like I'm learning things here. I watched a whole big YouTube video on the Zelda thing, how the timeline is just so crazy or whatever. And I used to be one of those people that was like, who cares about the Zelda timeline? In my opinion, I don't think you can enjoy every Zelda game and they're designed to be enjoyed on their own.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And you're like kind of grasping at straws trying to make them make sense, but apparently Nintendo has a timeline internally, so then that makes
I think they retcon it backwards too, because you can't tell me A Link to the Past came out in 91, and that's supposed to be to be a sequel to Ocarina of Time. Like no it's not. Those games were just thrown in to a separate timeline.
You can say what you're saying, that Empire Strikes Back is supposed to be a sequel to Revenge of the Sith.
No, I know what you mean, but like realistically, let's be real here. Yeah, the story wasn't really as much of an emphasis on those early Zelda games.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
No, I mean, especially Zelda 1, like the original Zelda. There wasn't really a story to that. It was just like go explore. Like it's more like what Breath of the Wild and kind of what Tears of the Kingdom were, but Tears of the Kingdom kind of has more of a story.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild. I feel like
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild really was like a spiritual
reset
successor.
almost.
Yeah.
Kind of like, yeah. Which,
and that
is
the original
kinda,
Zelda is supposed to be like one of the last ones in the timeline.
Yeah, it's on the Heroes Defeated timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I closed the tab. I'll open it back up. Hold on.
And then Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are kind of like off on their own.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it's like, okay, this whole timeline is BS because like
I kind of think of them as like it's a separate universe.
Well, yeah, but like they're not. If they cared about the continuity of Zelda, then they wouldn't just make something off on its own.
Yeah,
right? Like
they did for a while. Like clearly, like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, of course. Like those are all like one continuity.
Yeah,
and Ocarina of Time and all of that. Like those make sense where you place them, but the rest of them, yeah, they're kind of just there. Link's Awakening is a sequel to A Link to the Past too. Like that is a direct sequel.
And I mean, and it's weird because Link's Awakening is also just like one big dream.
Yeah. Spoilers. The Windfish. Yeah. Mike's rolling his eyes.
I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't.
Talking about Zelda and how cool it is.
You guys talk about Zelda all you want.
Zelda's awesome.
Is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into this episode proper though, guys. Because I'm done. I'm gonna keep playing this game, and
I look forward to hearing about it. Well, I guess we won't hear about it for the next 3 episodes because
cat's out of the bag.
Time to play.
We're doing a marathon of episodes this weekend. Yeah. So if anything super interesting and important happens over the next 3 weeks, now you know why.
We're not talking
about it. Yeah.
We are not talking to each other for a month after this.
Basically.
Yeah. We're so cats out of the bag, I guess. We're all gonna get angry and break up at the end of one of the
and
episodes.
then in like a month's time, the seeds will start to sprout of reunion.
We'll get the band back together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Reunion tour.
Yeah.
Let's run through these shows. So basically what we do, again, if this is your first time listening to one of our seasonal previews, in the first half, we're going to kind of talk about sequels and returning shows. And then in the second half, we're going to talk about new shows. So the second half is going to be more of like, you know, the shows that we drafted, which, by the way, we did do the draft, which you can listen to, but that is a Patreon exclusive. So if you do want to listen to the draft itself, you'll have to go over to our Patreon. It's a lot of fun. I always enjoy the draft. Yeah.
Patreon.com/AniProPod.
Yeah. Whoa, he's got it.
Guys got the link.
There's probably a link. There's probably a link in the description. Everything's down there.
There certified
absolutely is.
Yeah.
I promise you there is. Yeah.
So let's get started with sequels. The first one we're going to talk about is the Apothecary Diaries Season 2. Jay, which streaming service is this one airing on?
This is on Crunchyroll as the first half was.
That's the first half, yeah. So this is basically just a continuation of the first half of the second season. Is there really a start date then?
No,
it just continues. Yeah.
No, this really should be like continuing, I guess, section. This is because like, season 2 is airing and it's been cat's out of the bag on this one. It's been airing for like 11, 12 weeks already at this point.
Yeah.
And it's just going to continue on. And it's been really good, honestly.
It's been quite good. Yeah. I was going to ask if either of you are watching it. Mike is.
Oh, yeah. Clearly. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Jay, are you watching it?
I'm not.
I don't think Jay watched season 1 either, honestly.
I dropped season 1.
Oh, Jay, you absolute fool.
You monster. You fool.
I can't believe you've done this.
You bozo.
Maybe it was because of the weekly release that I just could get into it, but like I don't know, I just found myself getting bored.
Okay.
No, it's quite good. I'm sure it'll come up in a couple weeks when we do our awards as well.
I'm sure it will.
I'm sure it will.
Because it honestly is just like building on the powers of the first season, except it seems like this one they're kind of digging into a little more of like the meatier backstory stuff. And like season 2, the second half of it's kind of setting up to have some pretty big reveals, I think.
Yeah, different character reveals and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Part 2, Core 2, Electric Boogaloo.
The final part of season 2.
Yeah.
Possibly?
The second core of season 2.
Yeah.
Until Season 2, Part 6 comes out.
That's right. Yeah.
And then they go back to
AKA
Part
season
4.
3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Apothecary
That's the way it goes.
Diaries, though. Very good. Very clean show.
Yep.
That's a good OP.
Heartily-
I like the
Oh
second OP.
yes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably it's probably like OP of the season, honestly. It's so good.
It's up there. It's up there.
It's up
Yeah.
there.
It's quite good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's one Mike may be excited for. This is Fire Force Season 3. Jay, take it away. Where is this airing?
This is on Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll as well.
Very good.
And Mike, when is this airing?
Well, let me tell you, Cole, this one's airing on Friday, April 4th. So
April 4th.
tune in then, because this one is going to get hot and fiery.
Mm-hmm. Mike,
Yeah.
are you going to be tuning in?
No, I won't be. Because I enjoyed season 1 and I kind of fell off towards the end of it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then I tried watching season 2 and I just couldn't bring myself to care anymore. But
Okay.
a lot of people are pretty excited about this one, and it looks like visually it's quite the impressive anime. Like,
Well,
David
Fire Force
Productions,
always was.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
David Production. They always knock it out of the park. when
they
it comes
bring
to
the
production.
fire, pun
Yeah.
intended.
They force
Yeah.
the fire into the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they force the fire into your television set and your home.
Yeah,
And then
Exactly.
they make it spontaneously combust.
Mhm.
right.
Spontaneous
But I'm-
human combustion.
At the end of the day, I'm a guy that likes a coherent and interesting plot, and this
Mhm.
is fairly generic battle shonen, I believe. And I just
kind of.
it's kind of like that weird Venn diagram for me of there is an intricate plot happening, but it's just kind of not done in a way that holds my interest. I don't know.
It doesn't have that
doesn't have that
that
juice.
something. Yeah,
It doesn't have the
it's missing
spice.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, if people are going crazy for this, I might finally just like rewatch season 2 and actually pay attention this time and like try to
Yeah.
watch this. But it's possible. Anything's possible.
Yeah,
you're me.
and I know
Yeah.
personally, I think I couldn't even finish season 1. I don't know. Yeah, it's missing that je ne sais quoi. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite hook me. Jay, I don't know your opinions on this. Are you...
I started season 1 of Fire Force, and like I thought it was okay. It's just kind of like it's kind of one of those dime a dozen shows that we get a lot of every season, and I know there are a lot of people that like it, but yeah, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continuing our continuing shows, we've got Windbreaker season 2.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Now where could I watch this if this was something I wanted to watch, Jay?
This one's on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Okay.
And it comes
Crunchyroll.
out.
Now when could I watch this?
You can watch
Only
that one on
someone
April
could tell me.
2nd.
April 2nd.
Cole. April
That's
2nd.
like in a couple days.
That's like
That is
soon.
very soon.
That's
is
like
very soon.
right away.
Mhm.
It's a good thing we're doing this preview like right now.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we'd be far too late. Like you wouldn't. It would already aired. How can you watch an anime if you don't watch it the day it airs?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
They delete them from the internet.
Man, no, remember like when we were growing up, that's how it had to be. If you didn't watch
that
it.
was.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you didn't
See you
watch
later.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't even have
Unless you-
a what was
Unless
it
you had your
called?
VCR on record.
VCR, yeah. I did
Yeah.
have a VCR. Never recorded
Yeah.
with it though.
Y-
Anyway,
you weren't
Windbreaker.
you weren't cool if you weren't watching the shows the day it came out.
Yeah.
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 Exactly. And you still aren't.
You still aren't. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still looked down upon as
You're lame like me.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Guy
want to
who
be like
binges
Mike.
at the end of the season. Yeah. Don't be like.
Yeah, Windbreaker. I only watched the first season, the first episode, I should
Okay.
say. There's a big distinction there.
Huge. There's about 11 or 12 episode difference between
Yeah.
those two statements. Yeah.
I enjoyed the first episode, but I never got back to it. Did
Mhm.
either of you watch this one?
I'm caught up on the manga.
Okay.
So
I finished the first season of it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to continue this one, Mike? Do you figure?
I don't know, to be honest with you. It is like Cloverworks hits it out of the park on these shows, and like, and the hype was justified for this one, I feel. But at the end of the day, it's if you like anime that are basically just people having fist fights with each other, that's what this anime is. That is all this anime is.
Yeah,
And
it's a lot of people fighting.
It's that and friendship.
Yes, they fight each other because they're friends.
Yeah,
or because they're not friends yet.
Or because they're protecting their friends.
Or that, yeah.
I fight
friends plus fight equal Windbreaker is how this works. And season 2 should, by all accounts and everything I've seen, kind of looks like it's just continuing the same. It's kind of like we said about Apothecary Diaries, where it's just continuing on as status quo for this one. It feels like.
Yeah, if this is going where I think it's gonna end, it might be like the biggest fight of the season or of the series so far.
Oh, cool.
But
you've read it, right? So
yeah. So that would be cool, but it really depends on how much content it gets through, because there's not a lot going on after that. So they might stretch some stuff out or something. I'm not too sure, but
they'll just
we'll have to find out.
They'll just give up, I think. They're just gonna say
we're done.
We're done. How about we don't fight anymore? How about we turn into pacifists?
We just like go home
start
and play
a farm.
Cards.
Yeah, let's go play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Start a farm, and then like we can sail the seas and find Vinland. People like that, right? Turn into pacifists.
Yeah, that's true.
What if like instead we just like went to school and like played with like a small quiet girl?
Jay, I don't think you should go to any schools and play with any small quiet.
Oh, that was a segue.
That was a segue.
Mike.
That was
Mike,
a segue.
That was a segue.
I
season
thought Jay
2
was being a predator. Okay, it's a segue into season 2 of Aharen-san.
Because this show's weird.
No, it's great. This show's amazing.
This show I am hyped for. This is the first one, well, other than Apothecary Diaries, but I guess I'm already watching that. Aharen season 2. Can't wait. Jay, where is this one? What airing? Where can I watch it?
It is airing in.
As of
we don't
right
know
now,
yet.
we don't know.
As of right now, we don't know yet.
It'll be Crunchyroll.
It'll
probably going to be Crunchyroll.
The first season was. Yeah. Mike, when is this airing though?
April 7th. The Monday.
April 7th.
Mondays, you'll watch this one.
Mondays.
And this one I probably will watch weekly, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. This will 100% be a weekly watch for me. I was smitten by the first season of Aharen-san, and I am over the moon that this is coming back.
I was also smitten by the first season of Aharen-san, and I am also over the moon for season 2.
Yes, and Jay, come on, round it out.
Yeah,
come on, let's go.
I also love this show.
Yeah. I'm gonna like crudely edit in. I was also smitten with this show.
Cool. Just like separately record. Like I also love this show in your own voice.
No, I'm just gonna use your voice because you just said it.
Just use that AI generator button that we're scared to press on our recording software.
The AI button. Aharen-san looks like more Aharen. Absurd.
The nice thing with season 2 is it looks like they're diving deeper into the romance elements, which like as us our particular brand of weebiness that I feel like we project on AniPro, that should be something that we are going to enjoy. I'd feel.
Yeah, I'm ready for the comp.
Also. And the absurdity looks great. Did you watch the trailer for this where like at the end it ends with Aharen like T-posing and then all of a sudden like wings light up behind her and then like beams of light shoot out of her?
I have not watched the trailer, but now I need to, I think.
Yeah, the very end is like it was just like this. It was just like your standard trailer with like lots of comf and stuff, and then just classic in Aharen style of having just like the most insane thing happen. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Okay. Do you guys like Power Rangers? Super, whatever those guys are called.
Sentai?
Super Sentai.
Sentai. That's it. Yeah.
Super hentai.
I didn't say that.
No. Yeah, you did.
No. Jay did agree, though. To be clear,
he did
if
agree.
that is what I said, it was by accident. But Jay agreed. He's like, I'm into that. I'm into that. No. How about Go Loser Ranger, Jay? Are you into that?
I am into Go Loser Ranger.
And where are you into that?
I can watch that on Disney Plus or Hulu if you live in the United States of America.
The United States of America can watch it on Hulu, but we will watch it on Disney Plus. Mike, when will we watch it?
Well, we're going to continue watching it on Disney Plus because that's where it was for us, and we're going to watch that on April 13th, Sunday. Sunday. Super Sentai Sunday, Sentai Daishikaku season 2.
Long wait for that one. I got to be honest with you guys. I still haven't finished the first season.
Oh no, how much you got left?
Yeah, like half the season still.
Oh,
I think honestly, it's because of where it's airing. Like you got to be
I know.
You've got to be like a peak show for me to go on Disney Plus, to remember to go on Disney Plus and watch it. Like I'm doing it right now for Medalist.
Yeah.
But Go Loser Ranger couldn't keep me interested long enough, I think.
It sucks because like it is a good show.
Everything I saw I enjoyed.
It's just like they're doing absolutely no advertisement for it, so nobody's watching it.
Yeah. That's the problem with Disney. Is like they just don't, it's hard to like they had Bleach and they barely talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
The only reason people want to watch it is because it's Bleach.
It's Bleach, for goodness sake. Of course people are going to watch it.
Yeah. I will say when Disney was doing a bit of advertising, Bleach was kind of like their flagship show. But even then, like their advertising wasn't really...
They like barely did anything for it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was prevalent for like maybe a couple weeks and then it was just done. Yeah.
And then I remember watching like that's enough.
Yeah, I remember watching hockey games and there'd be like ads for anime on Disney Plus.
Maybe Hulu advertises better and that's where the money goes. I don't
maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Like Disney's got money.
Hulu's also owned by Disney now, so I mean like
yeah. I don't know. The mouse has money, but the mouse also has Go Loser Ranger season 2. Jay, are you reading this one? I'm assuming.
I'm not caught up.
Mr. Read everything.
I've read a little bit of it, and yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be more Go Loser Ranger.
Okay,
but yeah,
it looks interesting. It looks like in the trailer he like goes on the green team and like kind of has some crazy stuff happening. Like they fight another one of those big monsters or whatever. So that's kind of exciting. Yeah,
he's gonna go get him.
Yeah.
He's gonna go
get him.
Are you guys gonna watch this though? Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I don't. There are certain things that like I'll subscribe to services for.
Yes.
I can't justify subscribing for just this show.
Just for
we should get
show.
We should get sponsored. Then we can have like an AniPro account and we can share.
Yeah.
Just like a joint input. That would be nice.
Yeah. This one you guys are gonna have to sell me on. Shoshimin series season 2.
Yeah.
I won't be the guy to sell you. Jay will be the seller.
Okay. Just a well-produced. The first season at least was a well-produced show.
Stop, Jay.
Yeah.
We must follow the script, Jay. Where is this airing?
Well, this is why
I said, where are we gonna watch it? And then you went off on
Crunchyroll. You said sell me on it.
Then I said, where are we going to watch this? And Mike, when
Guess what else, Cole? Guess what else?
What?
You're going to also watch this one on Friday, April 4th. Fridays for that
Friday,
one.
April 4th. Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. Jay, sell me on this show, please.
Okay, now I can sell you on this show. Yeah, it's just a well-produced mystery show by the creator of Hyoka.
Of course I know this show. Jay, that's not a good sign. I forgot what this show was.
I thought you were memeing. I thought that was a joke.
I'm serious. I forgot what this was.
This is the show Jay was like going fanatical for.
I remember.
Really good season, and I'm just looking forward to more. Just more of this, please.
Yeah,
what
honestly,
is this for people who don't know?
Yeah.
Essentially, it's a mystery show about two people who are trying to figure out how to be ordinary. That's what the show. That's the title of the show, How to Be Ordinary. And like they have pasts that, or one of them has a past that like, kind of isn't the most ordinary, and so they're kind of helping each other with that.
Okay.
Yeah. I do remember. I think this is probably one of the most well-produced shows that I didn't watch.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode and it's honest, like movie quality. It's a very pretty show with an interesting aspect ratio. Like that was
I remember that about it.
Yeah. And very well-directed show, I will say.
I think you gave it your award for best direction for season 1.
Yeah,
I believe.
I would say probably deservingly so too. Like it is a very well directed show. It's just I don't know. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was slow. The pacing in it is quite slow.
It is a very slow paced show. I think that's probably the big thing that will keep it from being, and has kept it from being, one of the more popular shows. But if you do give it a chance, it is a very, very interesting and fun mystery show.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking here. So that's all of it for like the sequels kind of stuff. But now we're starting to get into returning and sequel shows that we started drafting. So I think what we got to do now at this point is maybe reveal the order of the draft so that we can kind of we're going to be starting to talk about the shows that we drafted in this half. Yeah.
And we need to
Jay, I know that you've done the math, you've calculated everything out. You spent lots of time taking numbers, crunching them, beeping and booping as one does when they compute something. In what were the scores for the previous season?
Okay, yeah, we can do this here. Order goes thusly. In third place with a score of 66.4 is Mike.
Ooh,
Mike.
But that means you drafted first, Mike.
That also means Mike drafted first.
Yes. I got first dibs.
In second place with a score of 66.6, so a very, very close race between second and third here, was me.
Race to the bottom. Yep.
Oh no, Jay, Mike.
I can feel Cole's ego floating.
Obviously, Cole came in first with a score of 67.2.
Clearly, I broke the 67 mark. The king reigns again.
But at the same time, like, this was a very low scoring season.
Yeah,
it was a low scoring season.
Yeah, we all scored within the 60s, which is very, very low, especially because we normally do within like the 70s.
Yeah,
there just weren't many shows that were over 70 last season, honestly.
Yeah, I had one.
Mike had one.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Mike.
And I had one.
Congratulations, Jay and
only
Mike.
One.
Yeah. Go to our Patreon to kind of hear us talk a bit more about that.
Yeah.
And we're gonna review the season that was in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But let's get into this. Of course, all of this is ordered in popularity. Yeah. So first up, we've got My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which was drafted in the 4th round by my good friend Jalian.
Yeah.
Now, Jalian, where
and the
can you watch
on
this?
Crunchyroll.
There we go. Yeah. And Mike, when can we watch this?
Oh God. Monday, April 7th.
Monday, April 7th. Yeah. Now, Jay, Mondays. You drafted this show.
I did.
What was it about it that drew you to it?
So I've read a little bit of the manga for Vigilantes, and the cool thing about this is it's a different spin on the My Hero Academia universe. So like it's still set in the same universe. It's set before the main story of the manga, but it's about vigilantes and like kind of delves more into like the outlaw side of being a hero. So like, the world of My Hero Academia mandated like heroes have to register with the government and all that. Kind of like the Sokovia Accords in Civil War.
Yeah.
And
Marvel Civil War. Not the historical Civil War.
Yeah, not the actual one. That's my Civil War. The Marvel.
Anyway, so now there are vigilantes, and we're kind of getting to know like what their deal is and stuff like that. And so how they interact with heroes and how they interact with villains and
once you explained this one to me, Jay, I was way more in on it actually. So I might check this one out just purely because like that sounds cool, having like a kind of a fresh take on My Hero Academia.
100%. Yeah. The concept of it, I think we talked about it, was like this seems like a bit more of a darker My Hero Academia, but not in the way that like Not in the way that like the later chapters of My Hero Academia were, where it kind of felt like, oh, Dark Deku. It's like,
yeah,
it feels performative, where this feels like a bit more organic, and it like I get the sense that this is like the shot in the arm that My Hero Academia needs.
A little bit. The way I'd kind of describe it is where if My Hero Academia is like the in the sky superheroes like Superman or Iron Man or things like that, these are like the street level guys, like your Spider-Man or like they're like your friendly neighborhood guys.
Yeah.
Much
much more interesting to me.
Yeah, I kind of agree. And like bringing it back to comparing it to its parent property of My Hero Academia, it feels like in late seasons of My Hero Academia, we're like in the Spider-Man 3 of My Hero Academia, where it's like it's dark and edgy for no reason. Whereas like this kind of just feels like, oh, it's a bit gritty, but it's a gritty from this. It's just always been gritty, you know.
Also,
that kind of feels.
One of the main characters, Knuckle Duster, is just awesome, and I can't wait.
Knuckle Duster is a great name, and the guy I'm looking at his little icon here on AniList, and he looks awesome. Yeah, he looks awesome. He looks like Dark All Might.
I'm gonna instruct you guys to call me Knuckle Duster from now on.
Yeah,
he's kind of like Cole. Sandwich. He just like goes around beating people up, and then breaks into your house and drinks all your alcohol.
That is literally Cole. They made him an anime character. That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Now,
so we're all checking this one out then. Okay, that's cool.
Mike, we're gonna. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm also checking out this next one, 100%.
Hell yeah, we've already checked it out.
Yeah. Next one up here is Mobile Suit Gundam G Quarks or Quacks or Kooks. Jay,
we decided.
Where can people watch this one? If they
this is an
to?
Amazon Prime show.
This is an Amazon Prime show. Michael, when can people watch this?
Well, they can watch it on the worst streaming platform on Tuesday, April 8th, worldwide.
Worldwide. And this was drafted in the first round. First overall by Mike. Mike,
it was the first overall pick of the
you
draft.
sneaky snake stole this from me.
This is officially the show that AniPro is most excited to watch. And I get to say it's mine. It's all mine. And if you're interested in what this is about, it's basically, so Mobile Suit Gundam has like two kinds of series. There's Universal Century, which is like the original Gundam series, like it goes back to like 1979. And then they have like offshoot series. This one kind of presents itself as an offshoot series, but it's actually like we were talking about timelines in the first part of the episode with Zelda. This is kind of like an alternate timeline version of the original Universal Century. So it's kind of like a weird blend of the two. And then they brought on like an all-star staff to do it as well. They brought on Studio Kara, which I believe that's a studio of the guy who did Evangelion and stuff.
Hideaki Anno. That's his studio. Yeah.
And just like
he's also involved in another way in this show, Mike.
Is he?
He's a co-writer of this show as well, Hideaki Anno. So basically, this is what I'm looking forward to, right? This is Gundam and Evangelion at once, with like mechanical designs from Kara. It's Gundam. We got Char. We got just cool
lots of Char
stuff.
Cool stuff. A Kenshi Yonezu theme song as well. And then also like don't forget that like it's very triggery too, like the Studio Trigger, I feel. Because they have some staff that overlaps with that. And I feel like that all of these things are just adding up to being like a completely new and fresh take on Gundam. That's just awesome. And I really enjoyed
Mike,
movie.
If you're completely new to Gundam, do you think that this is a good entry point?
I think so.
Yes, I do think so. I think I'm curious how they're gonna, because me and Cole watched the movie in theaters that came out very recently, and I'm curious. I think it's the first 3 episodes edited together, and I think it might lose a lot of people with the first episode because it's very reliant on the original series, because it's basically explaining like the whole first episode, I believe, is going to explain why that the two timelines diverge, like what the difference is. But if you don't know why they diverge, it's going to feel like a weird retro vibey thing that I think it might confuse people. And then it goes into a completely different style and show. And I think that might throw people off.
I think like the kind of Gundam is kind of part of like anime culture. Like Jay, you know who Char is?
Yeah.
Like, as
Exam.
I know it mostly because of you, though. Like,
yeah, and before... like Gundam, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
like
I know Big
that's
Zam.
really all. Yeah,
yeah,
and Big
that's
Zam.
all you need to know. Yeah.
A few other things I just want to point out with this one too. Character designs from Take, who also does character designs for like Pokemon and stuff like that. Very unique character designs for a Gundam show. Also, the main character is voiced by Tomoyo Kurosawa, who is just the best, aka Foss, aka Kumiko from Sound Euphonium. We're gonna get lots of Gwez. We're gonna get lots of Gwez. Yeah, Gwez.
That's
lots
it.
of Gwez.
Just Gwez.
It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna continue watching it on Amazon for sure. And I do think if you haven't watched any Gundam, you won't get your full enjoyment. Like, you'll be a little confused at the very beginning, but then it kind of goes very quickly. Like, it does a good job of making it so that it's very understandable as a standalone property, I would say. And it's a smart move to take the Gundam franchise in that direction, I'd say.
Yeah. And yeah, let's run through these last three here just a little quicker. Next one, we've got Umamusume, Cinderella Grey. Why are we talking about this one? Because we're reviewing Umamusume next week, and we felt like it was appropriate to mention this one as well. Is this airing anywhere, Jay, that we know of?
Not that we know of.
Not that we know of.
It's airing in Japan, though.
It's
Sunday,
airing in Japan
April
on
6th.
Netflix.
Okay. Yeah. So perhaps Netflix, maybe Crunchyroll.
You have a VPN.
Maybe Crunchyroll. I'm thinking Crunchyroll, but like...
Yeah, I know like Umamusume is on Crunchyroll right now. So this is kind of like a side story. Jay, you mentioned you were checking out the manga.
Honestly, it's a complete spin-off featuring a character that like appears in season 1 like as a like background an extra character almost. Yeah. Oguri Cap, as she like kind of rises up as a
I love the horse names.
I love the horse names. They get me every time.
We'll talk about this next.
We'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah. But yeah, just like her running as she rises up in the ranks as a Umamusume.
Watch yay or nay, Jay?
I am really enjoying the manga. It's a lot more like a sports manga than it is like an idol show.
Okay.
So like it heavily focuses on like the running and the rivalries and the thing you'd expect in like a typical sports shonen manga, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the important thing with Umamusume, I feel like that the later seasons, and obviously this will take into account, is that like they look incredible. Like the animation quality that goes into this is like ridiculous for an anime about horse racing, girls who are horses who race.
That's also because like this is one of the most popular properties in Japan right now. So like they get the budget.
It's huge.
Yeah. I'll probably check this one out.
I'll probably check it out too.
I'm enjoying the manga. I'm gonna check it out. Hopefully we actually get it here because
I'm sure we will eventually.
I think we will. Eventually.
It'll probably all be dumped at the end of the season though. Next up we've got Yaiba Samurai Legend. Jay, when? Where? This is
a Netflix show.
Mike, when?
Sunday, April 5th. Sundays for this one.
Jalian, you drafted this in the second round. Did you know that?
You did. Yeah.
I did. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Now, what was it about this that made you draft this?
So this is a remake of an old show, and an old property by the creator of Detective Conan, adapted by a studio that I think has a lot of prestige at this point, Wit Studio, and it just kind of gives off the vibes of like just a classic shonen show, like something like Ranma 1/2 or Inuyasha or something along those lines. Like it just has that it just has that like classic sauce to it that really intrigued me.
And it seems like these like redos of like really old properties have been doing quite well lately. So this kind of feels like maybe the next one that's going to do that.
Yeah.
I
don't know if it's going to be like the show, but it's going to be like the people who watch it are going to enjoy it kind of show.
It seems that way. Yeah. Kind of like Detective Conan a little bit, because I feel like not everyone watches Detective Conan, but the people who do really like it. You know?
Yeah, you bring up Detective Conan, you've got like a 50-50 shot of being like, that's the greatest anime of all time.
Yeah.
Or I've never watched a single episode.
I've never watched an episode, Both answers are equally likely. Yeah. We got one final show here for this half.
We sure do.
That is Anne Shirley. Jay? I think we're gonna, because we recorded this the draft last week, we had speculations on where this would air, and our speculation was Netflix.
Yeah,
Jay, where is this airing?
Surprisingly enough, this is a Crunchyroll show.
Very odd. It just screams Netflix.
My foot enters my mouth. And Mike, when can we watch this show, which takes place in Canada's smallest province, Prince Edward Island?
Yes, we can watch this show that takes place in Prince Edward Island in the beautiful, gorgeous nation of Canada. We can watch it on April 4th. Friday, April 4th. Lots coming out on the Friday this season.
Good. Fridays will be good because we got nothing to do Fridays, right?
Yeah, no. It's not like we spend multiple hours talking to each other on a recording software.
Anime.
This was drafted in the third round. Unfortunately, not by me.
Yeah. Well, draft better next time because I drafted it. Yeah. Again, like I said on the last one, it feels like these like redos of very old anime properties have been hitting lately. Like we had Urusei Yatsura do pretty well. We all loved Ranma in Half, and this one's about. It's an adaptation of a property that's like weirdly beloved in Japan. Yeah. Like weirdly beloved, and it's been adapted before. And it just like by all accounts, like you watch a trailer, you look at everything about it, and it's clearly like, oh, okay, they're putting their whole budget into this thing. Yeah. And they're gonna it looks really good.
Yeah, they're putting their
all into this. Thing takes me for a ride though, because I think it might have been announced to be a same day dub too, like a true simul dub, which is exciting for me.
Yeah, it's getting a same day dub too.
Yeah,
man, it's crazy. This is based on Anne of Green Gables, in case anybody was wondering. One of Canada's most celebrated pieces of literature of all time. I'm a 33-year-old Canadian, and I have never even thought about reading Anne of Green Gables.
I know. This will be my first time checking out Anne of Green Gables, so that's what I'm like most excited for, actually.
And it's very popular in Japan for some reason. I watched a CBC report about this anime specifically and how PEI, Prince Edward Island, is preparing.
What's CBC too, Cole?
Oh, Canadian Broadcast Company, Corporation, whatever. It's like BBC, but Canadian, CBC. They're preparing for like an influx of Japanese tourists to PEI after this anime airs.
That's so crazy. They're going to look at all the potatoes and be like, yep.
Wow, right. There's nothing here.
There's nothing here. Wow.
I would love to go to PEI though. Anywhere in the Maritimes looks
Maritimes
looks
are
gorgeous.
Sweet. Maritimes are sweet. And this show looks sweet too. I'm definitely going to watch it.
Yeah, the one thing I worry about is like, is the average anime fan going to be into this as like a remake of an original or not an original, but like a classic Canadian property? I don't know. It could, but like at the same time, I feel like people. The average anime fan kind of gravitates more to the shonen romp.
Not to get political, but it's my duty as a Canadian to watch. And Shirley right now. And I don't know, there is a swell up here right now of nationalism. So
for sure.
Who knows? Maybe people.
I'm gonna put on my Canadian tuxedo and watch this one. That's for sure. But I think you have a good point, Jay. This is definitely like
it's a little niche.
Well, how would I put this? Like it's. This is more of like the people. This is not your first anime you're gonna watch, probably, but like it's probably when you're like deeper down into the anime sphere. This is the sort of thing you look forward to a lot of time. Or if you just don't like shonen and you like more like drama and like serious stuff. I don't even know what. Like,
a fan of classic literature.
Yeah, or fan of like.
This would probably lean more towards shoujo if we want to use those that's
what I was trying to put it in. I was trying to place it, or even what's
josei.
Josei was is that the female equivalent of seinen? Yeah. That's probably where I'd go.
Yeah. But that's all the continuing shows that we're going to want to talk about for this half, and then once we come back from this break, which we're about to go into, you can hear the music swelling. We're going to talk about the new shows. The new shows,
like totally new. So
totally new, all exciting. Right after this break.
it's me. I'm taking over the podcast this week, like we always knew I would, to promote, well, AniPro. If you've been enjoying what you've seen so far and want to see more of us, consider supporting us on Patreon, where you get access to new episodes before anyone else, monthly bonus episodes exclusive to our Patreon, your mailbag questions getting pushed to the front of the line so we'll answer them sooner, and extra votes in our Listener's Choice review polls. But I get it. Not all of you are in a position to support us financially, but you still want to show your support. And I'm happy to say that you still can. Rating us 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts helps other potential listeners find us easier. And joining our Discord server is a great way to interact with the host more intimately than ever before, or other listeners like you. So what are you waiting for? Support AniPro today, join the community, and remember, keep on keeping on. Whatever. Let's just get back to the episode.
Chicken pot pie. That's what Daddy is eating today.
Chicken pot pie. Welcome
Chicken
back
pot
to AniPro. Jay, have you ever had chicken pot pie?
I have not.
Nah.
Oh, Jay,
Color
you're
me
missing out on. Yeah.
Color me surprised.
It looks good. Like, don't get me
Chicken
wrn.
pot
Chicken pot
pie's
pie looks
good,
good. I've just never had. Like, it's
Honestly,
not like
too.
something I've ever avoided. It's just something that's never come into my into my path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, a chicken pot pie, like, of course,
Mhm.
homemade chicken pot pie is delicious.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chicken pot pie is one of those things where you could go and grab a frozen chicken pot
Yep.
pie, and it's
Yeah.
still pretty.
It's still good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
Even do that, Jay.
I'll go
It's
to
a
the
good
store
lunch.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Try it out. If
My
you can go to
favorite one is-
Costco, they got the good
Yes.
ones.
I don't
Yeah,
have a
it
Costco
comes in a
membership,
green box.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
What brand would that even be? I'm gonna do a full on like sponsored ad
Kirkland?
segment here. Yeah. No.
Oh, it's their bakery does it. Whatever.
I mean,
Oh,
that's-
you mean like the actual like Kirkland
yeah.
chicken pot pie?
Yeah. But even
thought you were
even a
talking-
frozen chicken pot pie is quite good, actually.
I enjoy the Marie Callender's chicken pot pie. They have the
Mm.
Mike stamp of approval. I'll tell you that
yes,
for sure.
Yes.
All
So
right,
our
if they
checks in
could
the mail.
sponsor us.
Yeah. So Jay, if you're in a pinch, you can buy one of those. They're like a good size for one person to eat for lunch or something.
Mhm.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
try it out.
Yeah.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Like, looks
Come
like
right
kind
on.
of like that.
Yeah, you can
A
get
little
some
bigger,
there. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of like
Much bigger. Filling.
Kinda like
Filling. It's
that.
very filling. Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Let's
Yeah.
have to blur that out.
No, we leave those and we
Start
let those birds-
mosaicing, flipping the bird.
We let those birds fly here on AniPro, I
Birds
think.
Oh,
fly
you mean like
free.
this one?
Yeah, like that one. All right, let's continue the shows. These are all new anime, and we're starting off
Mhm.
with a bit of a bang. Mike,
Bang.
did you draft this one? I thought Jay
Sure
did.
did. Sure did. No,
Oh,
Jay
I
did
thought
not.
Jay got it. Okay, well, we're starting off with Lazarus.
Mhm.
Jay got the other
Lazarus.
sci-fi show this season that is airing that people I'm actually more excited for that one. But this one's Lazarus. Cole, you can do your intro. But
Oh,
it's
I was
also
just gonna-
awkward now I've started. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, like, what is Lazarus? Tell me about it. Tell me all about Lazarus and how it's going
Well-
to be a sci-fi show. And what is it specifically that people are excited about? Because there is something about this one that people are looking forward to.
I think the thing they're most looking forward to is that it's airing on Adult Swim /HBO on Saturday, April 5th. And then the other thing that they're looking forward to is that it is Shinichiro Watanabe, the guy behind Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, I believe. And most
Mhm.
recently, Carol and Tuesday. This is his latest property that he's kind of been given to develop, I guess, is what I'd say. And basically what it's about is it's like a sci-fi action anime with like, it looks like a pretty high budget production, kind of semi-targeted at the Western audience, which you can tell by the Adult Swim HBO offering there.
Yeah.
And the kind of the premise is that this guy creates this wonder drug, but like doesn't tell people that actually after you take the drug exactly 3 years later, you'll die. It has like basically like a self-destruct thing built into it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like the premise of the anime is just going to be like this crew of ragtag individuals taking on finding this guy and finding a cure for the thing that they're all going to die from right away. So
it's kind of got a bit of a, you know what it reminds me of in a weird way?
What's that?
Sword Art Online.
Okay. Go off.
You know,
go off, King.
Like, well, you know, like SAO, they're all trapped here and they've got to like beat the game to get out, right? And in this case, they've got to like beat this guy's death game to get the antidote to this thing.
It's got this like race against the clock aspect to it, where like there's a time limit to it. And I think that's the thing that honestly interests me the most, because like the thing that kind of dissuaded me for Cowboy Bebop is that it's mostly episodic.
Yeah.
Until like the very end.
Yeah. And it's like 22 episodes or something episodic, which like it's tough to have that many episodes of episodic, especially in the binging era.
Yeah. I've tried Cowboy Bebop multiple times and I've gotten to like episode 13 and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah. I've gotten to the end of Cowboy Bebop. Yeah. It's just like, it has a good ending, but like the rest of the series is very tough to get through. And I feel like this is this is going to not be that.
I hope so. I mean, I will say this did slip to the fourth round. It was drafted in. I think there is maybe a little bit of a reservation from each of us because like none of us took it in earlier rounds. Personally speaking, go ahead, Jay.
I think for me the biggest reservation I had was the place it's airing. And like just having to jump, it feels like a bit more like I'm having to jump through hoops to get to
too many hoops. That
show. So that was my biggest reservation. If it was on Crunchyroll or on HiDive or something, I would have drafted this like first or second.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people when they hear Shinichiro Watanabe, the first thing they say is Cowboy Bebop, and a lot of people, especially the Cowboy Bebop haters, go, "I didn't even like Cowboy Bebop. Why is this guy so overrated?" And that's the stink that this show kind of gets with it. But the last thing he did was Carol and Tuesday, and that even gets the stink of it a little bit too. But I didn't think Carol and Tuesday was bad by any means. So I don't see why I should give him, why I should deduct him points. But I do a little bit because it's almost like there's this. It's the thing that's super hyped. You're kind of like I want to push back on that a little bit.
Yeah. Like the thing with him is like, he did Cowboy Bebop, you know. Cowboy Bebop came out in the late 90s.
Yep.
Like that's
a long time ago.
That's a long time ago to be riding those coattails. And like, what have you done for me lately? You know, Carol and Tuesday, it was okay. People enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But like to still be like celebrated as like this visionary when I don't know. Maybe I'm off base here.
There are from what I've seen, there are 3 shows that he's kind of mostly attributed to: Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, and Kids on the Slope, which we're going to be reviewing in a little bit. Even the latter 2 have been out for at least 20 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about this. It does have a stink to me. Like I'm getting strong like Metallic Rouge vibes from it for some reason.
I think that's maybe just you've been hurt before and you're a little.
I've been hurt.
You're still wounded. You're still recovering a little bit.
I could see it becoming a Ninja Kamui where people like start it and they go like, "Oh, this is really good," and then like the latter half starts and they're like, "Oh no."
That's where some of my reservations come, is because I see Adult Swim and instantly I'm like, oh, the last thing that had promise, Ninja Kamui, hurt me so bad. But I don't know. When I drafted it, I was more negative on it, and I've watched a couple trailers, I've come more around it. I'm going to definitely check it out, and at least an episode. It'd be fun to watch it with you too.
I'll check out an episode.
It's also an obscure place too, which makes things tough. But anyway,
again, Adult Swim. The 5th it starts. Now, Jalen, you drafted this show. Super hyped for this one. We're all super excited for this show. Definitely nothing about it that we're concerned about.
No,
nothing. Starting up on the 3rd of April, Crunchyroll. Jay, what are you going to be watching on the 3rd of April on Crunchyroll?
Look, the moment I wake up, I'm going to be opening Crunchyroll and hoping that the beginning after the end is there waiting for me.
Oh, and it will be.
It will be.
Now, this was drafted by Jay in the final round. Now, Jay is the biggest
draft pick.
Jay is the biggest the beginning after the end fan. Jay, how did this fall so far?
Man,
how is this not drafted in the first round?
There are a lot of things that this show could have done.
Okay.
This show has a lot of potential. And if it was done by a more noteworthy studio with a more noteworthy crew, I'd probably be more high on it. And you know what? Even if they were a less noteworthy studio and noteworthy crew, I'd be like, okay, we'll wait for that trailer and see what it looks like. Then I saw the trailer, and boys,
Yeah.
And then what about the second trailer?
And then the second trailer dropped.
I remember when the second trailer dropped, and Jay said in our Discord, when the OP dropped in this, I started laughing.
Yeah.
And nothing, no promotional material has come out for this show that has made me even remotely think this is going to be good. This could be a hate watch from me, to be honest.
Yeah, and the thing is that like in terms of writing, this could rival something like a Mushoku Tensei.
That's what I've heard.
It's going to get compared to Mushoku Tensei a lot too, because like Jay, you kind of got me hooked on this as well, and like kind of the initial premise at the start is it's similar, but it drives more into like the main character's backstory before he gets reincarnated into this other world. So. But people are going to inevitably compare him to Rudius and blah, 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 because it does start out similar, I'd say.
And we're not going to get to the part where like it kind of branches off and becomes its own thing.
We will not. But curiously, I did notice in the trailers, they call this the beginning after the end season 1. So and it's airing for 24 episodes too. So you might get a lot to hate watch, Cole.
It is, but at the same time, like, I don't know how they're doing this, because like they kind of announced it where like they said like it was 2 seasons, but like they also said it was split core, and like season 1 is going to be like very close to what the comic and the novel were in terms of story, and then like season 2, which is like the second half, is going to be like deviating a little bit and having a little bit of extra content and things like that. But then I've also heard like it's just a 24 episode show, so I don't know what that means. That's what I've heard about it. This chalk this up for probably biggest flop of the season.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss. This might be biggest flop of the year, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
it's the number 4 most popular show of this season, and it looks like dog water a little bit.
Yeah.
Jay, I will say, taking it in the 5th round, I mean, it's kind of like, what have you got to lose at this point? The peak could be worth it.
It could
be worth it.
Could.
But,
and who knows? It could be something like Medalist, where like people saw Engi was behind it and were like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then
could
it
just
turns
be a
out
bad
to be
trailer too.
Okay to good. Yeah.
Yeah. Could just be a bad trailer. Again, Crunchyroll starting on the 3rd of April. Next show is starting on the 2nd of April, also on Crunchyroll, and people are kind of not up in arms about this going to Crunchyroll, but maybe a little bit concerned, because Crunchyroll is not known for these kind of shows. Confused and concerned. The Gooners were hoping to watch something like Please Put Them On, Takemine-san, on something like High Dive, where they're known for having their riskier shows be unrated
and like uncensored releases. Because
this
is one of those shows where it comes in the censored and uncensored varieties.
Yes. I don't, to the Gooners out there, I think it'll be fine. I think Crunchyroll, as long as they've put their like, their
little warnings or whatever,
their little warning, I think they'll still.
And who knows, maybe they release like 2 different versions at on the same day, one that's a censored and one that's an uncensored version.
Just really briefly, Please Put Them On, Takemine-san is one of the most unusual concepts in anime and manga that I've ever read. Basically, Takemine-san can reverse time by taking off her underwear, And then the main character is instructed and blackmailed into being the person who has to put the underwear back on her closet. She calls it. Yeah,
her closet.
It is bizarre. What? Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Jay, was that a concise description of the plot?
Very. Yeah.
No, the funny thing is like I have both had you guys explain the plot of this to me and looked it up myself trying to figure out the plot. And like as soon as I start, I get all the pieces, I read it and I hear it. And then like when I actually like go to put them all together in my brain just like short circuits. It's like that makes no sense.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
It looks awesome.
Sorry,
frankly,
you're not
looks
getting
hilarious,
it.
Though.
You're not getting
awesome.
it. He's her closet. No. Sorry, you're not getting it. He's her closet.
He's her closet.
Sorry,
yeah.
I think you're not getting it. Let me say it again.
Yeah.
He is her closet, putting her clothes on for her.
Yeah. She's a himedere as well. She's she knows that she's like the queen of the school too. So I'm gonna watch this.
The number 2 tag being femdom, female dominance is a piece.
Yeah,
you know what this is. You know what this is. You know if you're gonna watch this or not. This is.
I feel like this is gonna appeal to the gushing over magical girls
100%.
fans, and that's cool.
Me.
So
that's me.
I'm a little surprised you didn't draft it. Just a little.
I mean,
but.
It's egregious. It's an egregious show. This is one of those shows where unless you do an anime podcast, you don't admit to watching this show.
No, absolutely not. And this show you will see all over like X and stuff like that with like the Gooner.
This is
clips.
Yeah. And then people being like, "Oh, why are you hating on it? This is actually like
this is art,
piece of art." Yeah,
but people like the source material for this one, right? And it's actually like fairly well rated for like something of this genre, I would say. So like, it's probably going to be a pretty good show. But like this genre of shows are always just trashed.
Like, and if the animation,
I hate nudity, and then,
if the animation in this is good too, like I think this could be what was that show from years ago where, like it's a world where like sex doesn't exist.
Shimonetta.
Shimonetta. Yeah, I could see this being like a Shimonetta. People really enjoy that show, because it's the opposite of prudish, and it's like it wears it on its sleeve, and it just has fun with it.
This seems like a little bit.
Yeah. Next up, though, to the other end of the spectrum. Yeah. This one's coming out on the 6th on Crunchyroll as well. Netflix and Hulu. It's just everywhere, Mike.
It's just everywhere. Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Almost like it's going to be a big show.
So big, in fact.
They released a preview movie of this, like they did for GQuuuuuX.
They did. This one was drafted in the 5th round by a certain gentleman in a nice yellow sweater. Michael, you drafted Witch Watch in the 5th round.
I sure did.
Tell me about this show, please.
Well, this is where things get awkward, because I don't know much about this show, to be honest with you. I know Jay has read some of it, but basically from what I can pick up from the trailers, and Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, the kind of the premise of this one is it's kind of a shonen shoujo kind of leaning show where it's like it's a shoujo leaning towards a female audience a little bit, and basically this magical witch chick, she has to have a familiar, and she chooses her familiar to be this like ogre person who's somehow involved with her, and then they just kind of like hijinks ensue. It looks like kind of like a fun little romantic type comedy kind of going on. And I think it's going to be, obviously this is the show that like the entire anime industry is kind of going all in on. Yeah. And the source material is pretty well liked. I wouldn't say beloved, but liked enough that I could see it turning into like a one of like the sensations of the season for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Shonen Jump series, especially one that's getting pushed this much, always kind of get a very positive reception. This is also by a veteran mangaka who did a series called Sket Dance, and that was also really good. So he does the author does have experience. And yeah, Mike, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like basically the way they get entangled together is he's her bodyguard.
Okay.
But yeah, romance, hijinks ensue, and things like that. Very goofy, fun characters, and yeah.
And the director's the director of Tonikawa as well, so like people like that. I feel like this is probably in the same, maybe not the same vein, but the same body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, again, speaking of being hurt before, I've seen lots of shows kind of get this Crunchyroll push.
Yeah.
And they don't really pan out the way that maybe they expect it to. This looks good. I'm just I've seen this happen before, and I hope this one works, because
I don't think it's being pushed as much as like something like Soul Leveling or Kaiju number 8. But
it's a different audience, right?
Yeah. So like in that regard, it's probably not going to be as big as those, but it'll probably hit its stride. I'm thinking probably somewhere now. Elusive Samurai did kind of capture an audience because of Cloverworks and their efforts on it. But I think that the original source material will kind of put it in kind of that same area where it wasn't the biggest show of the season, but it still had like its fans.
Yeah. And the last thing before we move on, this also has a theme song done, but like the OP is done by Yoasobi. And frankly, that's just like a huge stamp of approval. Like they have, I feel like every show that has a Yoasobi OP has done quite well. So
and as a Yoasobi hater, certified Yoasobi hater, they've kind of been knocking it out of the park. They've made me eat my words. They're doing a good job. Next show is, can a boy-girl relationship survive? In parentheses, no, it can't. This is going to Crunchyroll on the 4th of April. Jay, tell me about this blue-haired waifu, and should I watch this show?
So I'm just interested in it. It kind of reminds me of that one show that aired this past season. I forget what it's called. It's like what was the marriage or whatever. That show where the two are kind of like forced into a marriage. And
I got married to the girl I hate most in my class.
Yeah.
Or guy.
Kind of reminds me of that.
I get those vibes too.
Just like a cute rom-com, light novel adaptation that isn't going to be anyone's favorite, but is going to be stupid fun.
Yeah. I'm actually enjoying the I got married to the person I hate, blah blah blah. I'll probably check this out, and I'll give it a few episodes. If it hooks me, it hooks me. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul, you know?
Yeah. I'm kind of in the three episode boat for this one right now. Like it just seems like another one of those fun shows that might be
Mike,
good.
do you have any thoughts on this one?
It looks okay. It just like, so this is not my genre, like we always talk about, and just like it looks like every this show comes out every season, like you guys kind of alluded to. And frankly, like if you're the type of guy who enjoys these shows where it's like the cute high school romance where things are a little, there's always a twist. This one, and I don't know did you guys say what the twist is on this relationship?
They're old friends, I guess, would be the twist. They're like childhood friends, which isn't really much of a twist. No. I don't know. I don't know much about it.
I don't know much about it either.
I just know there's a blue-haired girl.
Blue hair's interesting because you don't see blue hair often in these shows. But it's
normally the blue hair girl loses. So
so that's probably what's gonna happen here. It's JC Staff. They have a pretty good track record. I think it'll be interesting. I won't check it out just because it's just not my thing. But you guys can check out your 3 episodes
just to take a stand against it.
Yeah.
No, it does nothing for me. I don't know.
I will not stand for this.
It looks pretty good.
I will not stand for this.
It looks like a little bit too much of a generic romance.
It looks super inoffensive to me. So that's I think people will watch it, and it'll be at the end of the day it's going to be rated a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike, would you call this a generic romance?
I would call this a yes. A high school generic romance.
I personally would call this a Kowloon generic.
Kowloon generic romance.
Well, that's weird.
Is our next show.
Kowloon.
Yeah. Well, this next show is. It's actually the next show we're going to talk about is actually called Kowloon Generic Romance, starting on the 5th of April. Where? We don't know. We can speculate. If you want my personal opinion, I think this looks like a high dive.
This looks like a high dive show. I think
it kind of does. Like
something about it. It gives me high dive vibes. This was drafted in the second round by the person who keeps stealing draft picks from me, Michael.
Hey, draft better.
Yeah, I know. It's the problem is my last draft was too good.
It's called drafting. Cole, it's called drafting third.
It's called drafting third. It hurts.
Maybe lose better.
Maybe lose better. Kowloon generic romance is something I'm looking forward to. Obviously, Mike's looking forward to it as well. The manga is really good. We actually reviewed the first volume of the manga. You can go back and check that out. I think all three of us enjoyed it.
I recall that. Yeah.
The only person, because I know me and Mike are going to check this out for sure. Again, it's kind of a mystery. Romance is kind of an element, but not really. It's very unique.
It's unique because it sets itself up as your typical like romance, adult romance, I would call it, and not adult in like the pornographic sense, like adult in like
mature
sense. But then it kind of takes this turn where it becomes like this like kind of dramatic mystery, I would say, with like a little bit of sci-fi stuff going on that will keep people interested. The only hold up I have on this one would be like the adaptation itself seems I don't want to say lacking, but maybe not the most high quality.
A little weaker.
Solid, I'd say. Like kind of just like it's meeting the minimum requirements that an adaptation would need.
It's meeting the bar, but not going over.
Yeah.
Which I think for this show, hopefully will be okay. Because it's not an action heavy show or anything like that. It is a very, like the writing and the character dynamics.
It's more of a character
really what's
piece.
Going to sell it. Than fighting. It's not really any of that in this show. So hopefully the adaptation quality won't harm this too badly, and I don't think it will. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think it'll be fine.
I think it'll be fine too, and I'm excited to watch it. I will check it out for sure. Jay, do you think you'll check this one out? Because I think you, as Cole alluded to, you're the only one we have a real question mark here.
I'll probably give it like maybe 2 or 3 episodes and see where I'm at. I do remember like the first little bit being not the best personally, but like then it introduces kind of the main mystery and like has a good hook at the end of volume 1 that makes you want to keep going. So to the people who start watching this and kind of aren't into it, just wait till like that ending hook that's there, and then which I'm thinking is probably going to be like at the end of episode 1 or 2 or something like that.
I think it'll be end episode. I think they'll try to get there in episode 1 probably.
You got to get that hook in quickly.
And the last cool thing I'll quickly say before Cole takes us to the next one is the nice thing about this one is it's got a very cool style to it. It's like this very like retro feel, but a very new style anime. So that's cool.
Yeah. Well, it's also by the mangaka of After the Rain. So
that's what I was going to say. It's got that kind of vibe to it, appropriately from the same mangaka. That's probably why I'm thinking High Dive for it too, because After the Rain's on High Dive. We've got a bunch of shows here that none of us drafted, so I think we can kind of just
speed run through them.
A little mini speed run. We
put them here because we had something to say about them. We might not have a ton.
Next one here is From Old Country Bumpkin to Swordmaster. This one's going to Prime on the 5th of April. Who dared put this show on my list? Michael, what are you doing to me?
This one, it wasn't originally on the list when Jay populated it, and I was like, I watched the trailer for it, and I saw it on a video I watched one of my like research things I did for this episode is I watched what are the animes people are excited for, YouTube videos or whatever. And this one kept coming up, and I'm like, I kept seeing the trailer, and the more I saw the trailer, I'm like more convinced like this actually kind of looks like a good show. I think a lot of people see it as generic harem slop, which it kind of is. But it looks like very well done. Like the production quality is quite high.
Good slop.
It looks like pretty good slop, honestly. Like this, you might be happy in this slop. I don't know. Prime Video is going to hurt it a little bit because it takes people away from it. But basically the premise is this guy, like, He's basically Rudeus's dad, by the way. He looks like Paul. It is the funniest part. But
same like character and everything. Like, is he
kind of like if you look at watch the trailer of it, he like acts like Paul. He looks like Paul, and he like lives in this little house in the middle of nowhere. It's just like he doesn't have a wife or kid, so instead he goes out and gets a harem of girls to train with. Basically, I think is the premise, and it doesn't seem hyper ecchi. I wouldn't say like there are more ecchi things, and this definitely like the genres are like the harem is the top tag, and ecchi is not in the genre list for the
not yet
for the other stuff.
Not yet.
So yeah, well I'm checking out the light novel adaptation or whatever. So
it is a light novel. Of course, it's a light novel.
Of course, it's a light novel. It's an isekai.
You idiot. Yeah.
But the first episode's going to have a runtime of an hour too, and that's something that. Oh, no, sorry. I'm looking at the next show. No, I think it'll be interesting. I don't have a ton to say about it. It's airing on Amazon. I might check out an episode or two just out of curiosity now, just because it does look fun. It looks fun to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Will you guys check it out?
No.
I might give it an episode. We'll see.
I don't know. I feel about these types of shows. I feel the same way that Mike does about like generic romance. It's like we see these a bunch of times. I'm not.
Yeah. They're like a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
This one does seem. I will say, watch the trailer. It looks a little.
I'll check out the trailer. I'll check out the trailer for you, Mike. Just for you.
Thank you.
Next show is Sword of the Demon Hunter, coming to High Dive on March 31st. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious.
This is like one of the first shows that are coming out this season.
Yeah. And as I asked previously, who doth put this on my list?
I
did this.
That was
Thank
me.
you, Jay.
Hi, my name's Jay.
Jay, of course you did. What is this trash?
So this is an adaptation of a novel that seemingly is like well received in Japan. I've seen like so many people commenting, being like, "Oh, I read this when I was a young lad and really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to this adaptation." And like the premise seems really interesting about like an eternal or like a long living demon finding a reason to use his sword, or like why to wield the blade.
Is that like a euphemism for something?
Like
I gotta wield my blade.
Like,
again.
He's a demon samurai.
Yeah, I bet he is. He's got to unsheath his blade.
What are you insinuating, Cole?
I don't know. Nobody's reacting to this. This is comedic gold. You guys.
Is it though? If we're not reacting to it,
if we're not reacting to it, then is it?
We got him, Jay.
Someone out there gets it.
We got him.
Yeah,
we made him feel awkward.
Gets it.
But yeah, I don't know. Like it just kind of gives like Demon Slayer cross Fragrant vibes, and it just seems really interesting.
Yeah. This one hasn't. The first episode of this one isn't 1 hour long. I don't know if you heard that before.
Whoa! Brand new information.
Sure? Are you sure it's not the next one, Mike?
Yeah. Sure.
No, it's this one. It's this one this time. And the other cool thing is the shows that the studio that's doing this has adapted before was Whisper Me a Love Song from a couple seasons ago.
Yeah,
I think Cole was a fan of that one.
Yeah,
and Witch and the Beast, which I was a fan of. So they kind of do these. They seem to be doing these underrated gems in the last little bit. Like, I don't want to say they're on the run, but they're like, maybe they're walking. They're walking at a good pace.
I'm also
starting to
cautiously optimistic about this because it was delayed. So like, I feel like they got the time they needed to really, really tune things up and make it look good. So
it looks good from the trailer too.
Yeah,
it does.
Like the trailer looks visually appealing.
All right. Continuing these lists of shows that I've never heard of in my life. The Shiunji.
The Shiunji family children?
Shiunji family children. I said it by myself without any help from either of you. This is going to Crunchyroll starting on the 8th of April. You guys both knew what this was called.
It's stunning you don't, honestly, Cole, because this is going to be your favorite show of the season.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure? Tell me about it. Tell me about it then.
A little ironically excited for this show.
I'm not even ironically excited for this one after I saw the trailer. Again, this was like similar to the Rudeus's dad harem show. I just saw this one on a bunch of like the preview things, and it just looks like you're like, It kind of reminded me of Makaine a little bit, but a little. If they just took the ecchi and dialed it up just a.
It's by the creator. It's by the creator of Rent a Girlfriend.
I'm looking at him right now, and okay, I see.
He's
now.
back.
He's back. He's back to ruin my life.
I didn't know
a little bit more.
And it's Doga Kobo. So I mean,
it's
like,
Doga Kobo.
Yeah.
It looks really good. Like if you look at the trailers, like it looks really pretty.
It does look like a good adaptation. I just like I look at the score of the manga and like that's like a 58, I think.
Yeah. If you're curious what the plot is, Cole, basically there's this family of I think there's like 12 of them. Like it's this massive family, and when they turn 8 on their 18th birthday, or I don't know if it's one of their 8.
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah. And it just seems like such a bizarre, insane scenario that's kind of funny. Oh, sorry, 5 sisters and a brother. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then one day their father reveals that they're not related by blood. Oh my God.
The races are on, baby. The races are on.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, this is
hilarious.
Yeah. Wow. Inseki is the second take on this one. Interesting. Yeah, he's this Reiji Miyajima. He struck gold again. He's done it again, ladies and gentlemen.
He's done it again.
What more needs to be said about that one? Are you guys watching that?
I might check it out. It seems fun. It seems fun to me.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy
I'm
show.
going to check this out.
I'm going to watch
Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll starting on the 8th of April. Next up, Summer Pockets. That's an easy one for me to say. Crunchyroll on the 7th of April. What is Summer Pockets?
Summer Pockets is an adaptation of a visual novel by the creator of things like Clannad, Rewrite, Little Busters, Charlotte, and other things like that.
This was Jay put this here.
Jay put this here.
And
didn't answer your question, but he answered it by answering.
And it just like I don't know if this is going to be amazing or not. I've heard a lot of people who've read the visual novel love it. So I'm very interested in whether or not it's going to be a good adaptation because Jun Maeda's works have kind of been 50-50 when it comes to becoming an anime, but I have middling hopes for this show, and I hope it kind of reaches the heights that Clannad did.
But those hopes are middling.
Hopes are middling. Because
glowing review.
I mean, studio feel like that's not terrible.
No, it's not bad, and it's a 2-core show, so it has the time to flesh itself out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's potential.
It has potential. It's just like I've seen a lot of the other shows that have adapted his stuff, and they haven't been that great. So,
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that one. We'll see about that one. Okay, who the hell put this next one on here? Yandere Dark Elf. Oh, Jay put this here. Starting on the 7th, again, we don't know when this is. Jay,
we don't know.
When Jay made the
kind of
actually.
So
we don't know. Kind of. Okay.
So one of the an executive of like a service that's kind of like underground, kind of revealed, and I think it was on their Discord or something that High Dive took it.
Okay.
But like
feels like a
High Dive hasn't officially announced that they have it. So
yeah. Oh, Jay, you're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one.
What makes you say that?
Well, yeah, what makes you say that, Cole?
Well, looking at the poster here, okay, so we got an elf girl. Right off.
We certainly do.
Love this one. Let's go through the tags here. Elf, tanned skin.
Sold.
Oh,
He's in.
Okay.
He's in.
Yeah. MILF, age gap. Yandere. Oh, nudity's on here.
Cole, what are you insinuating about me here?
Large breasts.
Cole, what are you
insinuating? He screams, making his roommates wonder what is happening in there. I'm sure Jay, you just added this on here because this is a meme show for you.
100%. It kind of falls in line with the Takemine-san thing. Like it just looks ridiculous.
Takemine-san has that though. It's got it. This one,
but like I feel like the high dive thing, like that.
No, this one to me feels like it's too far. It's too far into the ecchi that I feel
it's
like
Icarus.
It truly is. This is plus size elf all over again. Yeah.
Or what was the other elf one that came out pretty recently? That was great. Busty elf. I don't remember what it's called.
Remember.
You know,
there are a lot of elf shows, man.
Yeah, Jay's been eating good lately in his private watch list that he doesn't tell anyone about. Yeah.
You checking this out, Jay?
No.
Yeah,
I'll check it out for you.
I'm gonna look from the sidelines and just see how people react. But I think
I'm
checking it out.
I'll fall on this sword for you, Jay. Check it out.
Jay, we'll do this for you. We'll help you out.
All right, so we're back into shows that we drafted. So we've got a little.
In other
bit more
words,
to
shows
say.
cold nose.
Yeah. Okay. Drafted in the first round by somebody whose name is not Cole. Coming to Netflix on the 10th of April. Moonrise. Jay, by process of elimination, that means you drafted this.
I did.
Yeah. What is Moonrise? And why am I so mad at you?
Moonrise is a sci-fi show. From what I understand, it's about like this war between the people of Earth and the people on the moon. And it's directed by the director of the later seasons of Wit's Attack on Titan. And the character designs are by the mangaka behind little known show called Full Metal Alchemist.
I've heard of that. Yeah. Another thing too is the original creator was a script, like worked on the script for Psycho-Pass and some of the newer Ghost in the Shell movies. Jay, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to wrap my hands around your throat and begin strangling you.
Like
this looks really good.
It looks really good. A star-studded staff behind this, and Wit Studio, which like if they miss, it's very rare that they miss.
Yes,
they're pretty selective, and they really have only just put out fire lately. So
should point out this is a CGI show, I guess, that could turn some people off if we want to be a little.
The one trailer that's out looks really good.
Yeah, no, you know that stuff doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah,
like this looks. This
Netflix
looks killer.
has been banging with an anime lately too. So we're all checking this one out.
And when your main character's name is Jacob Shadow, it's it's gonna be good.
Peak.
Yeah.
And
it's an original too, so we don't know anything about really what it's about, which is cool.
And also, it was supposed to come out last year, but got delayed, which means that the people working on this have the time to actually like make sure the show's like
polish it.
You would hope, but I have seen Junji Ito's Uzumaki, which
Uzumaki was as well. That was an albatross.
You say that,
though.
Mike, but at the same time, like if that is what they got. Or if what we got is post delay, what was it pre-delay?
Oh god.
Yeah.
What
were they doing during that delay?
Good. Yeah. This should be good. I'm hopeful. But yes, there is a risk element to it, I think. But
I think this is a universal. We're all checking this one out for sure.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And again, Netflix starting on the 10th of April. This is technically an OVA though, so I don't know if it's all going to be released at once or if we're getting weekly releases.
I don't know, but it is a series.
Yeah,
Netflix is a wild card for that. You never know what they're going to do.
They don't ever know. Jay, I'm going to need your help with who's airing this, but this one is your Forma, which was drafted in the first round by me because I get the leftovers this time.
Take your slop.
This is starting on the 2nd of April. Now, Jay, what the hell did you write here on my list for where it's airing?
So I put Remao with a ton of question marks, and the reason is because like Remao has the license to it, and it's the same company that licensed shows like Nokotan. And what they do is like they'll just like put the show on their YouTube channel, but like they also put the show on Crunchy or. For Nokotan's, in that case, they put it on Crunchyroll and Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not certain if they're gonna do that or if they're just gonna release the whole thing on YouTube.
I would assume like this is a show that people are looking forward to, myself included, obviously. I would assume it'll go to one of the big
I hope so. The one thing,
distributors.
because it's a Remount show, is it's probably going to be a week delay like Nokotan was.
Ooh.
That's not great, but I can live. I can live with that. But your Forma, it's kind of it's like a spiritual successor to like your Psycho-Passes, your Ghost in the Shells, cyberpunk future, detective noir meets cyberspace type stuff. I've described this as baby's first Psycho-Pass multiple times. And I don't mean that as like a knock against it. I mean it as maybe a little bit more accessible, a little bit less super heady than Psycho-Pass or Ghost in the Shell is.
More fun than like Psycho-Pass or Ghost in the Shell. Like it seems like
more
it's
accessible.
Easier to get into. Definitely more accessible. Yeah.
Of course, Kana Hanazawa.
Let's try.
Yeah.
My girl's playing the main character.
This is true.
So you're checking it out, Cole?
So of course I'm checking it out. Of course I am. Are you guys at all interested in this one? Even a little bit?
I've read the light novel. Sure. I love the light novel. I'm definitely checking this one out.
Yeah.
If Cole hadn't drafted it in the first round, I would have drafted it in the second round.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised this one, like, this was definitely a first round pick. And then, I'll be checking this one out too. Because it just seems like such a cool concept. But the only thing that's scaring me is like, am I going to have to watch this one on YouTube?
Yeah. I'm
throws me off.
I'm confident.
I'm
confident. I'm sure this will go somewhere else as well.
Yeah.
Next show up was drafted in the second round as well, going to High Dive on the 3rd of April. Rock is a Lady's Modesty. Now, Mike didn't draft it.
Sure did.
Jay didn't draft it. So that means that...
So by process of elimination...
Cole drafted it.
You drafted it, Cole?
I drafted this one. Let me tell you, if you like Bocchi the Rock, Bocchi the Rock, but you wish that they were a little bit more angry, this is the show for you. Looks fun. Looks really fun. Character designs look over the top and fun as well. The whole concept of like kind of preppy schoolgirls starting this like kind of what was that show? Agretzko? Like
Agretzko. Yeah, it kind of has a Agretzko vibe mixed with Bocchi, but if Bocchi was like a fancy lady who
was like
rocked
a
out
on...
Yeah. There's a lot going on here. It seems it has the tag Ojo-sama, features a wealthy, high-class, oftentimes stuck-up and demanding female character. That's I think what Jay was alluding to.
Yeah.
It kind of just feels like a fun show, honestly. I think this will be... It's like a weird CG that Bandai kind of does too, which is it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. I was thinking about drafting this one as well, and Cole took it from me.
I knew Cole was going to take it, and I wasn't going to have the chance to get it. So
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Cole saw guitar and was like, "I must have this."
Yeah. When I drafted it, you guys were like, "Oh no."
Shucks.
If you guys want to know what kind of guitar it is, I'm thinking she's playing. It looks like a PRS, maybe.
They're not branded. That's for sure.
They're not branded.
Like she's playing a Marshall too.
The head looks like a PRS a little bit, but I don't know. I need a little bit more time to give you a for sure answer. I'll let you know. I'll let
Get
you
back
know
to us on
the
that
show
one.
starts. But yeah, definitely checking this one out. Again, another Universal checkout.
Maybe. I could see.
I'm definitely giving it like the first episode. See if it hooks me.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, hey, we're back to a show that was not drafted. Once Upon a Witch's Death on Crunchyroll, the 1st of April. Whose is this?
I added it in here quickly because it seemed like an interesting concept to me. Like, again, I love, for some reason I'm a sucker for witch shows, and this is obviously one of those. And it's basically like this girl learns that she has like a year left to live. It's similar to like Jay's show that he picked a while ago, where like the guy semi-positive angler or whatever, positive angler, where like she basically gets like you're gonna die in a year, and then like instead of like being sad about it, she kind of just like decides to live her life to the best for that year, and like sort of does what she can, and it just kind of seems like a nice positive show that I think is it's going to be a delight, and I could see like the adaptation looks quite nice, and I could see it be going places. So I'm curious, and like the source materials were quite well received too. So it's an underdog this season. It's a dark horse, but I'm going to probably check it out.
It's also based. The light novel is also 1 volume long over here. So like, if you were to read it, it's very, very easy read.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, it looks clean as well. Based on the trailer, I'm quickly watching here. Yeah. I mean, pretty inoffensive. Not up my alley so much, but yeah, if you're what's the word? Freak like Michael who's into witches, then you'll probably like this one.
Jay's got elves, I've got witches, and Cole's got girls who are mean to him. It's all things are coming into place. Check that one out on Crunchyroll on some day. I forget what.
April 1st. April 1st. April Fool's Day. That's tomorrow. Yeah. Next up is another show that was drafted in the 3rd round by Jay. Apocalypse Hotel, coming out on the 8th of April somewhere. Who knows?
Somewhere.
Man, why do they do this to us every season? You know, let me just quickly stand on my soapbox, just really quick.
Yeah.
We are so close to these shows being released, and we don't know where they're going to be released. I get it. I get that it takes a while to do licensing, but how come so many of these are licensed, but some of them
last minute
are last minute licensing? And then it makes us think of the podcaster. Think of the anime podcaster who's got to put an episode out when they're recording an episode a week before it's scheduled to come out.
So like by the time
by the time the episode comes out, we look like fools because they're like, "Oh, how did you not know that the show was going to
Netflix?
Going to Netflix." Just give me a break. Give me a break. Think of us. You know, we're doing our best here.
Think of Cole. He's going to cry.
The best we can.
He's going to cry. Jay, why did you put this here?
Yeah.
This just looks like a really interesting. First of all, the show looks really pretty. But also it's from what I understand from the trailer and everything, it's a post-apocalyptic show about robots that run a hotel and waiting to serve the people that would one day check in.
Yes, my people.
But
robots.
Obviously, because it is post-apocalyptic, nobody does. So it's kind of it seems like a philosophical slice of life show about like robots existing after the end of the world and something like that. So that's kind of what I got from it. It is an original show, so like there is no there is no source material to go off of or look at for confirmation on that, but I'm interested, and it does look pretty good.
It seems interesting, but it just kind of seems like the reason I kind of didn't like go for this one in the draft is I just didn't know enough about it. There wasn't enough for me to tell what the heck it was.
It's because Hotel was in the title, Mike. Don't like
and
us.
Because Tasakari Hotel.
Once bitten, twice shy.
It was. I will say Tasakari Hotel was okay. It was okay.
Yeah. Just wasn't what you lived up to. Let me say Cygames Pictures, and let me tell you, I've watched 13 episodes of a show with Cygames Pictures logo at the start of the opening. And,
when they want to, they can go quite hard.
Yeah, they can do it. This show looks promising, Jay. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you when it's due. I'll check this out, I think. I'll check this out. Yeah. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Knuckle sandwich.
Yeah. Given to him.
Yeah. Next show we're going to talk about is drafted by me in the 4th round. Mono, airing on Crunchyroll on the 13th of April. Not the disease. Not the disease. The anime based on the manga, which we're going to review pretty soon. Mono looks like more Yuru Camp, but a little bit different.
It's laid back camp, but they take pictures.
But they take pictures
interpretation of this one.
Yeah,
I actually don't know.
There's a cat instead of a dog in this one.
The girls go about their daily lives using cameras tied to kites, action cameras, and even drones.
Yeah,
it seems
just
like,
comfy.
It seems like laid back camp, but the guy was like, "Oh, I already wrote laid back camp. What am I going to do this time?"
Yeah.
The thing we've all alluding to is, yes, it's the same author as Laid Back Camp. So it's like similar designs. It has all the comfy elements. It's just this time, instead of camping, it's photography.
Yeah.
And you know how much Cole likes photography.
Looks quite nice. Yeah. Cole's going to be super into this one.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to scratch that itch of like, oh, it's like a Tuesday evening, and like I just need something to get me
that
through.
pick me up.
Just need my pick me up.
This is Cole's dopamine show of the season for sure.
Just a straight shot of dopamine straight to my brain. Yeah, for sure checking this out. Are you guys gonna check it out at all?
Probably not.
No.
Probably Maybe. Not. Depends on my bandwidth.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Fair. This one I feel like it falls victim to the bandwidth problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. This next one went undrafted, but honestly probably would have been my 6th round pick. ZatsuTabi, That's Journey, going to Crunchyroll on the 7th of April. Looks really cool. Again, kind of those Eurocamp vibes, touristy, like going to different places, eating different foods and stuff. The cool thing about it is it's based on a manga. And that manga is based on the mangaka's real life, like travels that they did.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's kind of autobiographical.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's not kind of like it is. The main character is the mangaka.
The author. Yeah.
It's it looks super interesting. I'm for sure gonna check out an episode or two at least of this. And yeah, this could be like kind of my Thursday evening show where I need another show after a couple tough days of work.
2 whole days since mono. I need something else.
I need some more comf. And I'm thinking that's what this is gonna give.
Man,
gonna give to me.
What else you got?
Yeah. Ooh. Are you guys in need of comf too, or?
I'm not, but this one seems more interesting to me than the last one, just because like this one, I feel like I'm going to learn a little bit of like travel stuff from it, which I always appreciate when I can watch something and learn or just kind of see something new. And that's what this kind of sounds like.
Yeah. For sure. Next one here. I think we threw this on here just because we know Guilty Gear is such a big property. Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers coming to Crunchyroll on the 5th of April. Have any of us watched any Guilty Gear ever?
I've played a little bit of Strive.
Okay. I've played a little bit of Strive too, and then realized, oh yeah, I don't like fighting games. I'm not very good at them.
Too sweaty.
Yeah, it's just if you're not gonna put in the time, it's just a bad time.
Yeah. I am happy for Guilty Gear fans that have an anime to watch. And I look forward to seeing how they react to it when it comes out.
Yeah. Probably with lots of anger.
Yeah, probably. It's hard it could go either way. The only thing that gets weird with this one is it's like full CG, which I could see them being kind of thrown off by, but
it's a little weird. Weird considering like the games are like put on a pedestal because of the animation.
Yeah.
The cel-shaded animation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to check it out though.
I'm not going to check this one out.
Yeah. No, that's a no.
Jay, are you as the one who put this one here?
You went like this. You went really quick.
Maybe.
We'll okay. Maybe.
Again, bandwidth. Yeah.
Bandwidth is a thing. Okay. Next one is a show that don't worry. We've only got a few more. Next one's a show that I drafted in the 3rd round, going to Crunchyroll on the 10th of April. A ninja and an assassin under one roof.
Cole,
guys,
say it.
I'll give you one guess why I drafted this one.
Studio Shaft.
I feel like Studio Shaft played a big. I think there's another reason too.
Oh well, of course. One of the main girls is played by the Kana Hanazawa. Also, the OP is sung by the Kana Hanazawa.
How can you go wrong with this one?
How could you go wrong with this
one? It also
one?
looks a lot like Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, but like Kobayashi's Ninja.
Vibes from Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Director from it's a Shaft director, so he's done stuff on Monogatari, he's done stuff on March Comes In Like a Lion, he's done stuff on Monogatari. He's not the Shaft guy, he's not the guy.
He's not Shimbo.
He's not Shimbo, but he's one of his people who worked under him. The trailer, the cinematography in the trailer looks terrific.
The animation looks great.
The animation looks great. It, again, just more comfy, but like maybe a little bit more spice to my comf, you know?
That's where I come in. I like that. I like when it's comfy, but you also got like other stuff going on, and that's purely what this is. And as a big Kobayashi's Dragon Maid fan, yeah, I could see the similarities, Jay. I agree with you, and that's what gets me excited for this one.
Yeah,
this is Cole on Thursday being like, man, I already watched ZatsuTabi, but I still need something comfy to get me out of that.
I need to watch something to make me do backflips, and this is this is the show that's going to make me do
this is the one that makes you do like the woo, and like you're like you stand up and like.
Yeah, I just finished watching a show to bring me down. This one brings me back up. I'm like,
it's silly. It's a silly little show that's gonna. It just has more fun. It's basically like it's the same basic plot as Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Like the girl finds a ninja and takes her home essentially, and then they hijinks.
The more I've watched this trailer, the higher I think. Like in hindsight, I probably would have taken this in like the second round, maybe even the first. Yeah, like I'm really excited for this show. Of course, the shaft element of it, but also like it just looks gorgeous and fun.
It does.
And
it does.
Yeah. Looks like a good time. Princess Session Orchestra going somewhere on the 6th of April. Tell me about this one, gentlemen.
So the reason I put this here is because it's by the creator of Symphogear, and I know Symphogear is a pretty decently big property. So like this is kind of his follow-up to that. And it looks interesting. I obviously none of us drafted it, and I think that there's a good reason for that, but I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
This'll be fine.
But I think but again, none of us are Symphogear fans, but I think for Symphogear fans it'll be something to look out for.
It looks like one of those shows where like when you watch a trailer, you probably already know what this is before you even watch the trailer, and then you were like, you already know you're gonna like it. That's just the vibe I get. It's like when it's one of those shows where it's just like, it's for the fans of this very specific niche.
Yeah,
and it looks like very well made. It's just I kind of don't know what the heck's going on when I watch the trailer.
Yeah. And our final show that was actually drafted by me again in the 5th round is Catch Me at the Ballpark, going to Crunchyroll on the 2nd of April. This was a purely vibe-based pick from me. It looks... I get... Something about this makes me think of the last season's Okitsura, which was surprisingly good. And I'm hoping I kind of strike gold with this one again as well. Little known, like it doesn't seem like it's got too much hype behind it, but I like baseball, I like beer, and I like anime. Let's go. Let's bring it home.
Yeah. How do you go wrong? How do you go wrong? That's one thing I kind of want to do when I go to Japan is I kind of want to go to a baseball game
that'd be sweet.
Get a beer from the little Japanese girl with a keg walking up and down the aisles. That just sounds fun. I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Unfortunately, I just missed the Tokyo Dome series that showed
those tickets would have been outrageously expensive.
Yeah. Would have been cool though.
That would have been sweet. Yeah. Checking this out for sure. I'm hoping I struck gold on this one. Are you guys gonna check this out?
I'm like half interested. Okay. But like I could see this going either way, honestly. I don't know. I feel like you're a bit higher on it than I am.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this one. I will, this is like in the category where it's like, I'm not going to watch it until I see some positive reactions about it. You know what I mean? Like when you see like people being like, this show's like sneaky underrated, you should check it out or something like that. Or you see like clips on like Twitter or something and you're like, oh yeah, maybe I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Cause I'm watching this one from the sidelines. I'm watching it.
That's kind of the
like, what's going on over there?
Yeah. What's going on?
What's going on over there?
Like dad looking over the fence.
Are you winning, son?
Yeah. Final show here. We got Food for the Soul airing on the 13th of April. Crunchyroll. Mike, is this something you put on here?
Yes. This is probably would have been my 6th pick, just because it seems very, very like comfy and I like food. And it's just like these 5 girls, they're college students. It's rare that you get college students in anime. And it's just PA Works doing their typical, let's just have some cute girls animated well, doing something cute, plus food. And that just sounds like a wonderful combination to me. And I'm curious about this one. I'm gonna check out it for sure. A few episodes. I could see myself just kind of like falling off of it, just because it's the slice of life scenario. Like there's not a lot that keeps me invested in slice of life, which is the problem. But like this one seems nice. It seems very nice is the word I'd use.
Yeah.
Are you guys all interested in this one?
This is Saturday, and I need some pick me up. I need some comp.
How many pick me ups do you need during it?
Listen, I'm struggling over here, okay? I mean, this again, just comfy. Spring's kind of turned into like a sci-fi and comf.
For me. Both ends of the spectrum. Yeah.
I want to think.
Whoa, that sci-fi was too intense. I need something to bring me back down.
Yeah, I need some mono. I need some food for the soul.
Yeah,
figuratively and literally in the sense of this show. I'll check this out. I'll probably be higher on it than you are, to be honest.
I have a feeling Cole's going to come in and be like, I should have drafted this. Why didn't I draft this?
Yeah, it looks quite good, and PA Works has a pretty good track record. It just reminded me of Nari Nari Cheer for me, which again was kind of underrated for me that season. I thought it was perfectly fine.
That's all the shows. That's all of the shows. The only other one I want to mention, just because its name is good for alliteration, The Gorilla God's Go-To Girl. Too bad it looks like a generic bullshit anime.
It kind of does. Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
but the name's cool.
The name is cool and hilarious. The premise seems insane, and that's interesting. If I could throw out one last quick one too, if we're doing that, I'd throw out the what is this one called? The Dinner Table Detective. It's Studio Madhouse.
In that one too.
It seems like a very interesting premise. It just seems like it's getting the like Trillion game Madhouse, not the Free Ren Madhouse. So that
there's 2 Madhouses. Yeah,
but also kind of Hanazawa and Yuki Kaji.
There's things.
That's good.
There's things. There's things that could be good about this one, but it's. I'll keep an eye on it. Keep your tabs on it. Jay, do you have one you're keeping tabs on? Or did you put them all in when you?
I kind of put all my things in here. All my eggs in the basket.
That's okay. You don't need to.
If I can hold on. Keep talking. Let me see if I can find one real quick.
Okay. Well, I guess we can talk, Cole, while Jay finds why he's going to be super interested in. What was that one we watched the trailer of? That was like, I was like, look at this one, and we all were like, what on earth is happening here?
Oh yeah, no, what was that?
Oh, what's the name of that one? Oh, let's find it.
Was it that one about the elf, the busty elf?
No, we're definitely watching that one. We play it down, but we're like all gonna watch.
No,
I put everything on the list. All right.
Yeah? Did you?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Everything looks good here then.
Now
Black Butler is getting a new arc. I'll bring that up real quick.
Okay.
New
bring it up.
Black Butler.
Bring it up.
New arc of Black Butler is coming out this season. So if you're looking forward to Black Butler,
okay, tell us about it.
Some more.
Bring it up.
I don't know.
Dude, pitch it. Pitch.
Have you seen Black Butler? Here's some more.
Okay.
No.
Oh, Cole, the one we were laughing at was Miru Watashi no Mirai is the name of the show.
Okay. We'll have to look at that after. Let us know what you're looking forward to. Maybe it's that show Mike just mentioned and now you're mad at us for laughing at it. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of AniPro. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend about us. If you really like us, why don't you consider supporting us on Patreon? Like these lovely people, Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Brain Dead B-Dog, Peach, Frama, Kratos, Just Juzz, Mog, Uncle of Light, and Super Mexi. By supporting us on Patreon, you get access to all sorts of perks, and it really helps out the show. We're also on social media at AniProPod, and please join our Discord community to keep up with us and other listeners. Links to everything is in the description or at our website, AniProPod.com. I forgot to just mention we've got reviews coming up. Our next manga review, we talked about the anime Mono coming up. Then we've got oh my God, I just remembered. Yes,
yeah, Jay, you should just take this. You should take this session over, Jay.
The fragrant flower blooms with dignity is the final manga.
You got one more try, Cole. We got one more week of screwing this up.
We've got anime review next week, Umamusume Pretty Derby. And then our next anime review after that is Kids on the Slope. Our listeners' choice poll will be going up. The choices to vote for are Beyond the Boundary, Log Horizon, and Aria the Animation.
Yeah, that'll go live next week.
Yes. Mikey, why don't you lead us in a round of bye-byes?
Well, we've kind of said it all this episode, so there really isn't much to say anymore, other than simply looking at my two bestest friends in the whole wide world. They're somewhere here. I don't know where. So I said I'll look at you two bozos and say,
hey.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye.